Hey YouTube, I'm Nader and I'm alive, and it's not every day that I make a serious video, but today's video is gonna be a little more serious. We're gonna talk about how to get over death. And I mean that in a broad sense. I mean the death of an animal, the death of a loved one, or even somebody that you were used to seeing on television. Like we're all used to seeing like Michael Jackson until he died. We were used to seeing David Bowie, and he was taken. I mean, that can be difficult for some people too. So no matter what experiences you've had with death, I just want to try to pass on some of my knowledge so that I can help you guys. And I think the first thing that you need to remember is it's never going to completely leave your mind. If somebody in your life has meant a lot to you, and you've lived with that person for a long time, or if that person was special to you, there's no way that you're just one day gonna completely get over it and say, oh, I don't care, whatever, It's not gonna happen, but that's okay. Because as horrible as it may sound, the death of somebody that you love, it doesn't have to bring you down completely. I mean, you're always gonna be sad. It's always gonna hurt you in the core. It's gonna hurt you so much. You're always gonna be damaged because of that. But what it can do is it can empower you. When somebody you love or care about dies, they're no longer able to carve their own destiny. They're gone. I mean, whatever they did in this world, it's there for us to remember, but they can't change it. Whatever they left behind, they left behind. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the road for them. Because you've met this person, you've interacted with this person, and you've been affected by this person. So what I need you to do, what I encourage you to do, is if somebody that you care about has passed away, remember that it's your job to help fulfill their destiny. And not in the sense that you need to do what they wanted to do, or if they wanted to be a great musician, you have to be a musician too. It just means carry them inside of you. You know what I mean? Carry the memory inside of you. And when you do things, when you accomplish beautiful things, and you go out there, when you find love, when you find things that really make you happy as a person, remember, I interacted with this person. I loved this person. They made me who I am. And I thank them for that. And whenever you get the chance, just because they're gone doesn't mean you don't have to talk to them. I spoke to a woman recently that lost almost everybody in her immediate family. She lost her sister. She lost the guy that went to prom with her. He committed suicide. She lost both of her parents. And it was in a span of like several years. And I don't know how she kept it together. She was one of the most inspirational people I've ever spoken to. But she told me, when these things happen, you have to tell yourself that they can never happen again. You can't lose your mother twice. You can't lose your father twice. You can't lose the same person twice. So once you lose them, they're gone. You're not going to have to go through that again. So what it's really about is understanding what has happened to you, rationalizing with it, saying, you know what, this really sucks. Like, I'm hurt. This is terrible. But they've left me with a duty. They've left me with a big hole in my heart, but they've also left me with a duty, and that's to fulfill a legacy. That's to take their memory and do that memory some justice. Remember that person for who they are, and go and do some really beautiful things. Do some things that will shock and amaze the world in that person's name and that person's memory. I recently lost my dog, and a relative is very sick right now. And I'm not doing this to get sympathy by any means. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to come to terms with, but what I do is I always picture that person as an integral part of my soul. I picture this person as being intrinsically connected to me as a human being. And I say, you know what? This person, we share the same blood. Maybe, like, if we're related, sure. If we're not related, like, it's almost like that person's experiences are running through my veins. I'm ready to live in honor of that person's memory. I'm ready to look back and reminisce on the laughs, the memories that we've had. Sometimes you have regrets when people are gone. Maybe you didn't say everything you wanted to your parents, or you didn't get to do everything that you wanted to do with a person that you loved. You can't go back and change that. But what you can do is you can change how you act in the future. You can change the way you act in the future, and talk to that person, okay? That person is gone, but you're so used to talking to that person. Screw it. Defy the universe and talk to that person. I don't even mean it on a spiritual level. If you're religious, that's great. If you think you can talk to that person, wonderful. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I'm proud of you. But what I'm trying to say is, if that person is someone you're used to talking to, don't feel afraid or silly to talk to them, because it's what you're used to doing. I mean, the universe or whatever happened, they happen to be taken away. You can control that. Screw whatever reality could be or couldn't be. Just talk to that person. Get it out. You accomplish something, you want to phone them up and they're gone, doesn't matter. You tell them. You look up in the sky, you look up beside you, you look at a photo and you tell them, you say, you know what, I really miss you, and today I did this amazing, beautiful thing, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. Just align your heart with what you wanted to do and what you wanted to say. And as you progress through your future, shape other people to be loving, happy people in that person's memory. Not for credit, not because you want it to happen, but just because this person brought joy into your life. It's your job to take that joy and compound it and make everybody in the world happy too. So if you've lost a loved one or you've lost someone that you care about, just remember that at the end of the day, everybody loses people too. Everybody. Maybe not on the same scale that you did, maybe not in the same situations that you did, but everyone has lost somebody, and everybody is always pretty much going to have some sort of regret. I mean, we always want to do more. We always strive to achieve perfection, and that's why we see flaws in ourselves. Instead of looking at the flaws, instead of looking at all these terrible things that happen, saying, why did it happen? It's better just to look at the situation and say, how can I better it? And the theme of this channel, I'm Nader, and I'm alive, and we all have limited time. I'm sorry to go all cheesy airs in a croissant, but we're not all here forever, so let's just make the world a better place. Thank you so much for stopping by, and take care.